Broxtowe Borough Mediation Service was established in 1997. We deal with over 100 inquiries a year. Mediation is being introduced in all aspects of life, from peer mediation in schools to family mediation during divorce and also within the legal system. We specialise in community mediation, dealing with issues like noise, car parking and boundaries. These issues may seem small when you're not living with them on a daily basis, but mediators understand how quickly problems resolving conflict can get out of hand. Mediators are welcomed by clients who understand they are here to help.
So, before we actually get into it and you tell us all about the trees and things, can I just clarify what mediation is all about? We don't come and look to tell you what the best thing is. We're not on anybody's side. The whole process of shuttle mediation is about seeing you, seeing the other party, finding out what you want, finding out what's gone on. Then we'll do the same process with them.
A mediator must remain impartial at all times, never siding with either party.
And hopefully in some of that, when we can take things backwards and forwards between you, you'll be able to find your own answer to the problem.
A mediator must always confirm whether it is appropriate or not, to take notes as the client may not always feel comfortable.
It's really useful for us if we can just make a few notes as you go along.
Oh yes, carry on.
Do you have,
no problem.
You're comfortable about that?
I'm comfortable, yeah, no problem.
That's great then.
Yeah.
There's just a couple of forms that we'd like to complete.
Oh, of course, yes.
Obviously you know that mediation is completely free, that there's no charge for it. We're volunteer mediators, we are qualified, but we're sort of giving our time and there's no charge to you for it. But part of the things we'd like to complete, if that's okay with you, there's a confidentiality form.
Right.
Because we find that mediation works if it's between the parties that are involved with it. And what we do with the confidentiality form is it's about not talking about the process with people who aren't involved with it. Otherwise there's a danger of Chinese whispers and he said this, she said that. Whereas if it's between you and the other parties mediating, there's nobody else getting in there to give you wrong information or exaggerate things. Right. So what we'd like to do is, if you have a look at this and read it, and then if you could sign one copy for us to take away, and we'll leave a copy with you.
And also Heather and I have signed confidentiality policies as well.
Right.
So that what is
you
said
won't
here
talk about it with anyone
here.
else.
Yes.
No,
Right.
no. What's said here remains between us here,
Yes.
except for what you would like us to take to the other party.
My name's Christine Caldwell. I've been a mediator for approximately 7-8 years. It's developed me as a person, both in my private and working career. I'm more tolerant to other people because I now see that others have got problems as well as myself.
Today we are going to hear from Jane, who is going to tell us a little bit about her experience in mediation.
I like voluntary work because I think that we tend to meet people of a like mind, we tend to meet people of a like disposition, because I think inherently we're not very nice to each other. So it's nice sometimes to meet people who are a bit kinder.
Do you think it is a useful method?
Mediation?
Yes.
The mediation process. I think it is, because I think the actual ethos of the mediation process is that you're impartial, and the fact that you're there enabling and empowering two parties, or perhaps more, to reach a workable agreement is the best that you can hope for in a situation where there's dispute.
We are a free service, we're impartial, we talk about confidentiality, we say that we are not linked to any group like the council or the police. and that we're here to help them. We're not there to criticise with them. All we're trying to do is to help. It is challenging when you're doing your full-time job as well. You can feel a little tired, but you go out and there is nothing more pleasurable than seeing neighbours that could not speak to each other and were both living pretty miserable lives because of this, now have a set agreement in place, and that they, you're turning something from a negative to a positive.
What advice would you give future mediators?
I think if you're prepared to examine the situation, the actual mediation process, and take something from it yourself, and then think you're the type of person that's not going to go into a situation and think, well, I know what's best for these. And if you're the type of person that can work well as part of a team and take instruction, then I think you're probably the type of person that would make a good mediator.